our legs out like that. So mind you, this is my legs. This is my coochie. My leotard snaps open. And so I'm like, oh shit. Like, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a story time on dancing and welcome to the dungeon. Okay, so if you don't know what Welcome to the Dungeon is, it is the show that Kandi from Escape and Real Housewives of Atlanta had after Portia was like, I heard Kandi got a dungeon in her basement, child, or however she said it. And Kandi, being the intelligent businesswoman that she is, was like, you know what? I'm going to create a whole show around the dungeon. So Kandi posted on her Instagram that she was auditioning dancers. I don't remember if she said what it was for or if she just said she's looking for dancer. I think she just said she's looking for dancer. So I was just like, What made me really do it and feel comfortable with doing it is that she was like, she's looking for, she's being inclusive basically. So she's looking for, oh, you know what she said? All sizes. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm a little thick. Like, it's always awkward going to auditions when every girl is like super skinny and small. So when it said all sizes, I was like, okay, maybe I can do it. So I screenshot it on my phone, but I was like, I don't know. I debated. So that particular day, I had been feeling really, really down. And it's so weird. Like, I was down. I was sad for like the past couple of days. I had literally got on my knees and just prayed like, God, please help me. Like, I really prayed really, really hard for a breakthrough. And then that was pretty much it. So something in me, I mean, I know it was the Lord, but something in me was just like, go to that audition. So I was like, it was super last minute. The audition was at like 6. I want to say I started getting ready at like 5 o'clock. So I did my makeup, put my wig on, got dressed. It said dress in something either sexy or lingerie or something like that. So I had like this really cute like cutout leotard. It was long sleeve. It had like mesh sleeves. And then I had fishnets and I had some heels on. So I got ready real fast. My makeup was so cute that day. And one of my friends had drove me to, did she drive me or she let me take her car? She drove me to the audition and she was like, let me know if you need me to pick you up or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So the audition was so long and I'm used to long auditions, but this was really, really long. First, let's say if it started at 6, I got there maybe 6:30. It was a room full of women and men because they were auditioning for both. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know what did I eat? Oh, child. But so it was a room full of people. Everybody like looking around at each other, kind of staring, and you looking too like, damn, like I wonder who gonna make it. Because what I know from auditioning for things over and over and over is that you never know who's who. Somebody could look popping, be fine, have a nice shape, dance good, but the judges are looking for something very specific. So you just never ever know what they want. So I always go into auditions being extremely humble, nice, expecting the best but preparing for the worst kind of thing. So we probably waited to start. Well, I'll say me personally, I think I waited at least 3 hours. I was so hungry. I was just sitting there because what happened was it was a bunch of people and the dance studio was an average size, but compared to all the people who were there to audition, it was kind of small. So what they did was take about 10 to 15 girls and guys in a room at a time, took about 15, 20 minutes to teach them the dance, and then they ran through the routine and then they like judged them based on that. So that took so long. And I was toward the bottom of the list, I guess, the sign-in sheet because I got there pretty late. So by the time it was my turn, it was like maybe the second to the last group that learned the dance. So I'm nervous because I've taken dance classes all the time. Like, shout out to my dance teachers back at Joy in Motion. But I took dance classes, but I always had a hard time learning fast and then retaining the dances, but the classes helped me. And so thank God we were able to like practice. So basically what happened was we learned the routine. The instructor was really, really good because she was very thorough. She went through everything. She let us do it over and over again. So we learned the routine. And we did the routine with the guy. I think each girl had a guy. So there were different things, but it was a fire ass dance or whatever. So we learned the routine. We did it, and then we kind of freestyled toward the end. And I'll insert a clip of me freestyling because I feel like I killed that shit, and it looked really, really quick. I mean, it looked really, really cute, but you gotta look fast because it's just like a 3-second clip for me.
Push all the way to the left. Yes.
So we went out, and there were a few of us practicing the dance outside. I need to give a huge shout out to my friend Gabby because or Melorage, I'm sorry, because she knew the dance, and she was like, you want to practice? I was like, hell yeah. She was a thick girl like me, so we had that in common already, and we practiced the dance, and that really, really helped me do it a lot better because we ended up having to go do it again, and then we had to freestyle. Like, they put us together to dance, and she crushed me because I was like, I mean, I could freestyle dance, but like on the spot, it was like, I don't know. She was like doing splits and all that shit. So they, the way they chose people was they were going to call the names who they wanted to keep. Yes, call the names they wanted to keep and bring back in. And I think out of it was probably like 100 people, and they narrowed it down to like 20. And so they were calling all the names, and I'm listening. And just me going to audition so many times and being used to not being chosen, I was like, oh, okay, well, if they don't call my name, I'm not tripping. So they called my name, and I kind of was like, are they sure? Like, did they mean to call my name? I was confused. So, but they did, and I was so excited. And it was other girls who were there who didn't get it, and they were so upset, and I felt so bad for them because I feel their pain, but I wanted to tell them, like, yo, this is going to happen when you're trying to get somewhere in the entertainment business or show business, because it just happens. It's a lot of people. You might not get this one, but you might get the next one, or you might not get the next 10 you go on, but you'll get something. And so they called my name. I was super shocked, but I was excited, but I was still like being chill because I'm like, at any point they could change their mind and be like, no, we don't want you. Like, it wasn't real to me until I like got home and signed paperwork and got home. And I was just like, I don't know. It was so crazy to me that I even got chosen because I had been used to hearing no so many times. So it was just so dope to me that I was chosen.
Real.
No photo.
Yeah, no photo. Tell me your name again.
Janera.
Let me see the 8 of you on the floor.
And so, let me see what happened after that. So we kind of ran through the dance some more. We, like I said, we danced against each other. Well, danced together more so, but it was just like a friendly thing, just to kind of see what our chemistry was like. So yeah, the show, I want to say from the time of the audition was in a month. And so, or maybe less than that, but we had rehearsals once or twice a week until it led up to the show. They were 5 hours long. And then the day of the show, we had 5 to 8 hour rehearsals every single day leading up to the show. When I say my body was so sore, but it was one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had or ever done with a show. I personally love to practice. I love rehearsals. I don't know what it is. Excuse me, y'all. I keep burping. Oh my God. I love I love to practice. I love rehearsing. I love just the whole environment of just being in a dance studio, wearing comfortable clothes, doing things over and over and getting it right and getting it tight, like all of that stuff. I love that. So we had several rehearsals leading up to the show. My body was sore, but it made me like drink more water and eat cleaner so I can be more flexible and I can just have the energy and the stamina to keep up with the schedule. So I want to say the week of was very hectic. We got styled. We actually got styled by No IG Jeremy. I love what he put on us. There were things that were very sexy but still very flattering for everyone. You know, sometimes when a girl is like thicker, she'll be looking crazy or be having something ugly on. It was very, very flattering, very, very beautiful what we were dressed in. So we had a stylist. We were styled by him. I ended up doing my own hair, and I wish I had done my own makeup and brought myself, but they said a makeup artist would be there. But the makeup artist was like really, really busy. I ended up getting my makeup done, but I didn't love it. So I added some things to my face so, you know, that it looked better. But I just wish I would have done it myself because it just would have saved me time and I just would have really looked how I wanted to look. But it was cool nonetheless. So the show consisted of, like, y'all can like Google it and do your research and stuff, look on YouTube to see like the actual show itself. It was super, super dope. But the artists that were in the show, so there was, in the show that I did in Atlanta, because she also went on tour. I did not go on the tour. I was only in the show in Atlanta. There was Kandi. There was 7 Streeter, Delicious, Tammy Rivera, and there were other acts, but those were like the main artists who performed. I know Tamar performed, but she wasn't on the first Atlanta show. So I performed with Kandi and I performed with Delicious. So that was really fun because it was Delicious and then it was like me and Gabby, so the 2 like thick girls or whatever, and then it was 2 guys who performed with us, 2 or 3. 2 guys performed. There was one other girl who performed with us for that one. But Kandi was the opener, so we all like did like that, the same routine from the audition. We did that. It was super duper fun. One thing I want to say from the audition was, so the leotard that I had on, it was like a snap in the front, okay? And mind you, like I had on fishnets, but every pair of stockings that I have, I rip a hole in the coochie part because I'm like, if I gotta go to the bathroom, like, you know, if you're dancing and moving around and stuff, you're gonna sweat. It's hard as hell to take off your tights and then pull them up. Like that's just out. So I rip a hole in all of my tights in the middle so I can go to the bathroom easily. So, oh my God. There was a part in the dance where we had to be on the floor and like roll around and like put our legs out like that. So mind you, this is my legs. This is my coochie. My leotard snaps open. And so I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't think I completely stopped dancing, but it was off enough, invisible enough for her to notice. So Kandi was like, hey, come here. I was like, oh, fuck. She was like, don't do that on my stage. Like, real serious. But I got it because it's just a part of it. Like, you don't do that. Like, your pussy just is going to be out if that's just what's going to happen. So from that day, I was like, I'm never wearing that leotard again because I cannot do that. Like, it was just a mess. So, anyway, where was I? So yeah, so we did a set with Kandi. We did a set, with Delicious, and then there were other girls who performed with 7 Streeter, and then I think Tammy had like 2 dancers. And so my experience with the show and with Kandi, I'm the type of person who I wish I was more outgoing when it came to like celebrities and like people like that on that level, but I'm always like in the back, not trying to do too much, not trying to say too much, and rather be like, you know, seen, not heard, speak when spoken to kind of thing. Just because, like, I don't want to be known as a person like, oh, she did too much, or no. I'm going to be chill, but I'm going to try to do just enough. And so, my experience with Kandi, she was very polite, very polite. She was friendly, she was business-minded, but when it was time to have fun, we would have fun. So I really like her. I feel like with Kandi, it's like what you see is what you get. She's the same person on TV as she is in real life. That's what I'll say about her. But she is a nice person. She's not a bitch. There were other people who were not so nice. Another person who performed was Shamari Shamari DeVoe. She was really, really cool, sweet, really down to earth. Seven Streeter, she was kind of quiet, but she was very cool. She's so beautiful in person. Delicious, super duper cool. I mean, so cool. I think, yeah, she follows me on Instagram. Delicious is super cool. Super down to earth. She's from Detroit, so I mean, what do you expect? Who else? Todd was cool. I mean, I met so many people that night. So many people that night. I can't even remember everybody, but a lot of the people came to the show who were like from Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I want to say that my experience overall, it was incredible. We did get paid from the show. That was really, really nice because I would have done it for free. But the fact that we got paid for it was great. We got paid for the show and for the rehearsals, so that was nice. I'm not going to tell y'all how much, but I did keep the check. I keep all my checks that I get from like stuff like that because it's just like, it's just a reminder that that is possible and that it's no better feeling than doing exactly what you love and getting paid for it. Like when it doesn't feel like work and you get paid, it's literally the best feeling. So I definitely kept that check, but I was on an extreme high after the show. And then I want to say a few weeks later when it aired on Real Housewives of Atlanta, like the actual show itself wasn't on Housewives of Atlanta, but you could see clips in the back of me like being in a rehearsal studio. Like that was so dope to me. That was so dope. But yeah, the experience was incredible. I would do it all over again. I would not change a thing about it. What I will say though, the things that I would change, no, I wouldn't change anything, but the things I would do for the next time is when I am rehearsing for a show, I would have conditioned a lot more. I would have worked out, even though the rehearsals were 5 to 8 hours. So that was a workout in itself. But I would like work out outside of the rehearsals. I would eat a lot better. I would drink more water. I would get more rest. What else? I would network a little bit better and not be so quiet. I would just build relationships more so. Cause my thing is, I don't want to be looking pressed or thirsty, but I'm like, that's not who I am. So I feel like I don't think it'll come across like that. And if it does, it's like, I still know my intention, but I would condition more when it came to rehearsing. I would have networked more. I would have practiced more. Like outside of rehearsal days, I would practice more. And just in general, stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? Like stay consistent with my stretches and take dance classes outside of rehearsals so I'm not fearful of like, am I going to pick up the choreography? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's the things that I would do different. Well, things that I would do for the next time to prepare. What else am I leaving out? Oh, I actually got an opportunity to work with Kandi again without, like, it was so random and spur of the moment. She was doing a photo shoot for Kandi Coded Cosmetics and Bedroom Kandi, and I was the makeup artist on set. I didn't do her makeup, but I did the model's makeup. It was I'm not gonna say it was, no, it was random. It was random. But what I will say is that a lot of times makeup artists and hairstylists, they're rushing and they're not focused on themselves. They're focused on getting the models and the talent ready. So they always come like dressed in all black, or we always come dressed in all black, kind of looking a little bit crazy, face, however, hair, a hat on or something like that. But that particular day, I was like, let me do my makeup real pretty and let me do my hair just to make sure that I'm on point and I'm looking good. And I want to say that shoot was like 12 hours, and maybe like on the 10th hour when we all tired, they were like, oh, Janera, come jump in the picture. So I'm like, huh? Me? I'm like, what am I gonna wear? I don't have anything. Mind you, I'm sweating. I'm like insecure about like being, because it was like a lingerie shoot. So I'm like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not prepared, but that's why it's like I got to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? But they were like, yeah, get in the shoot. And I'll also insert a picture here. Yeah, so those are what we pretty much did. Ended up being okay because with the editing and stuff like that, but yeah, I got to work with her for the second time. And then when she was kind of looking at me, but I was trying to like avoid her because I didn't want it to be like that awkward moment of like, you know what I'm saying? Because Kandi is a real one, okay? And she's not like one of these fake celebrities who you work with and you've done things for, but they see you and act like they never seen you before or act like they don't even know you. Granted, I don't know her like that, but it's like she possibly remembered me, but she ended up kind of looking like, I know you from somewhere. So I'm like shy, like, and everybody looking like, oh shit. But then she was like, no, I know her from the, no. So I end up saying, from the Welcome to the Dungeon. And she was like, oh yeah. And so everybody was kind of like relieved. And it was like this big thing like, oh, I could dance, I could do this. And then Kandi was like, no, she could really dance. And I was like, oh, Kandi, you shouldn't have. But yeah, so that was a dope opportunity. So hopefully if I see her, I know that she's gonna recognize me again. And I'm just like, me and Kandi is friends now, okay? Like, that's just we just know each other. But anyway, so that was my experience. And I hope I didn't leave nothing out. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'll see you on the next one. Look at all these blacks. I'm so blessed. Yes? They calling me.